Good evening, Prague. Good morning, Oregon. And good day to everyone else listening in other parts of the world. You are turning into Creator Stories by Cinnamon, a show where we talk to creators about their work, their life, but mainly about their entire creator story. Today, I'm joined by a man of many skills and virtues, one of the first creators to post and create for Cinnamon. You know him as Crypto Adam and Aussie Ninja. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Well, we're super excited to have you here. You've been one of our top creators since the start, since the inception of Cinnamon. So it's great to finally have you in a sort of podcasty, kind of showy kind of way, with the audio, with the video and everything involving. So we like to start the show with a little bit of an icebreaker. I pretend that it's to make the guests a little less nervous, but it's really to make me a little less nervous and humanize the people I talk to. So my first question for you is, Adam, tell me and tell the world, what did you want to be as a child?
I don't know what I wanted to be as a child. I know that I didn't want to be an accountant, which is what my dad is. And so that did not seem like the life for me. Apologies to all accountants out there. You seem very smart. But I was keen on being a stuntman. And so I wanted to jump off things and jump into things and be set on fire and all that sort of stuff. And I remember for my year 12 yearbook thing, they asked this question. I was like, stuntman. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And my friends tried to get me onto a show called Fear Factor, where you had to be on helicopters and stuff, and that didn't eventuate. But yeah, that's what I was excited about. And now in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't go down that path, because I think all my bones would be broken. And currently, they're all unbroken.
Well, congratulations on breaking your bones.
Thank you.
I will add to this that I did actually want to be an accountant between the age of 19 to 23. In my mind.
And now you're a stuntman. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you see, I always think of accountants, they have that little sort of green, kind of head cover thing with it and a cigar. That's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it's done these days.
Yes, I'm sure it hasn't changed since 1933. So. Well, thank you for joining our icebreaker. With that said, I would like to give the audience who are listening to this a little intro about yourself. Maybe slightly prior to becoming a content creator, and then how the whole thing started. So tell us, give us an intro about yourself.
So my name is Adam. On Coiling Cinnamon, and I'm Aussie Ninja, and on Twitter I am Crypto Adam 4. I did not really think that through. But I spent a lot of my life in Australia, and then in the last 5 years moved over to the US, to the forests of Oregon, which is super cool. I've really enjoyed my time in America and in the forest. So we moved because we wanted to see a little bit more of the world, and to live abroad and see different places and explore the world. And so, yeah, we kind of moved across, and it was kind of in that process, I realized just how frustrating the banking industry was, and how hard it is to get to your own money. Dealing with one bank, I had to, they really wanted me to actually fly from the US to Australia to sign a form and then fly back. And that was just, yeah, it was infuriating. So I kind of got through that whole process, and that was fine. But that's when I started to look for better, more digital alternatives. And that's kind of how I found myself in the crypto space, and have kind of loved it ever since. I'm currently training for American Ninja Warrior, which is a big kind of obstacle course, reality TV show, which has kind of spawned this whole industry of ninja gyms and ninja competitions, and people can travel around just competing in these competitions, and they're amazingly fun. And I've got a little farm set up. So we've got 4 sheep that we recently got that seem to find their way onto Cinnamon video quite a lot. And I think that's the real reason for any popularity that I have on that platform.
I concur. Although I do have to say, besides the sheep, every time I try to describe you to my coworkers, actually I try to describe you to my mom once, I always end up, that scene in Taken where Liam Neeson is when he talks about
skills,
I have skills that I acquired over a long career. You're that kind of, because you do everything from IT stuff to Ninja Warrior. You have sheep, which by the way, you have sheep for the pleasure of being sheep,
Yeah.
So, I respect that. That is, a man of many skills. So that being said, how did you start making content? Like, you've moved to the US, and obviously, like, the whole Ninja Warrior probably does play a part to it as well. But what is it that you thought was, I want to start making videos and I want to start just putting myself out there?
Yeah, so a part of it, so Ninja Warrior is a television show first and foremost. You can be the most amazing obstacle course, strongest rock climber ever, but they don't necessarily want to see that. They want to see like interesting people, get through obstacles. Like if you've ever seen the TV show, they spend a lot of time people talking about like, oh, I came back from this car crash, or my village was burned by something, and like all these really like heart-wrenching stories. And what I realized was, being an IT guy, I had pretty much zero personality, but I was really good at obstacles, and so that was something that I really need to overcome. That was my own obstacle. And so you've got to, as part of the Ninja Warrior application process, you have to submit a video. And I remember like it was the first time that I had really spoken into the camera, and I was so bad at it. Like I kind of had like, from The Simpsons, like the teenage voice. I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Adam, and I want to be a Ninja Warrior." And it was just like, it was so terrible. And so like that's, I wanted to get better at the application process. That meant I kind of had to build my kind of, public speaking skills. And because I was really early in the Ninja Warrior game, like Australians hadn't really heard of it. I had like a Ninja Warrior website a year before the show came to our shores. And so I was trying to teach people Ninja Warrior skills. And so I had to kind of be on video for that. So that's pretty much where it all started.
Thank you. That was very insightful. Thank you very much. So let's say that you talk about like you sort of, is this correct for me to assume that you kind of had like a sort of like stage fright when it came to the camera? Is that correct? Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
absolutely.
It's really hard talking into a camera.
Is that something that you've managed to overcome in the long run, or is this something that still kind of haunts you right now to this day?
I'm definitely better at it, but I am a bit weird when there's other people around. So I don't mind talking directly into the camera now, and that took some time to kind of get good at or get used to. It is a lot of practice. Like practice does make it significantly easier. And yeah, it's kind of something that you do have to spend time with. I found initially, like I was writing scripts for myself, and I would basically record like a sentence at a time, like really just breaking it down into the smallest chunk to just get that right. So you say one sentence and that's it. And then you record the next bit and the next bit. And I think as I've kind of gone along, I've been able to kind of wing it a little bit more. It really helps if you repeat yourself a lot, so that, that makes it easier to wing it. So yeah, it is a skill that you need to develop, but it's a worthwhile skill. And now, like with my job, I've had to like do presentations and all that sort of stuff. I did a presentation on blockchain. And that these kind of skills like really do help you in a lot of different avenues of your life. So yeah, you kind of helps to get used to talking to the camera.
Would you say that content creation is something that's not really that is you don't really have a monetary incentive for content creation? It's not like a necessarily like 100% of your lifestyle or an identity, but it's something that you do on the side, and it's more of a recreational thing for you.
Yeah, so for me, it was more about teaching people things, especially in the Ninja Warrior community, especially being so early in it. There hadn't been any ninja gyms, there hadn't been any ninja trainers. So I was learning things in America and teaching the people in Australia those things that I was learning. So I think a lot of content creation for me, is far more about building community, sharing what I know, and then the monetary side of that is additional. But it really does help. So, getting paid for stuff means that I've been able to like invest in cameras and stuff a bit more. For some work that I've done, I've like paid models and stuff like that. And, like it helps create better content.
I understand. That to me is a very interesting perspective on you as a content creator, because I always when I first found out about you, or like when I first got to know you, you were content creators to me, but of most of the people that I know as content creators, you're the one that does it like as a side hustle, you know, like
Right.
to you it's a side hustle, and because you do so many interesting things with your life, which, you know, a lot of respect, slight envy, a lot of respect. That's
And
how I would
like,
put
I
it.
think, the IT security world, I know this might be a bit surprising, but it can be a little bit dry. It can be staring at some gray screens and some spreadsheets. So I kind of needed that extra creative thing in my life to get through the gray screens, to be honest.
I'm gonna say, are you trying to tell me that Hollywood lies about how hacking actually works and how IT security?
I don't have 16 screens in front of me and I can't like stop hackers in their tracks, like in the moment. Not yet, not
Hacking
yet.
Empire State Building and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never walked up to a door with like an iPad and then opened that door. It's never happened.
No, that's unbelievable. Here I was trying to hack Kremlin, you know, I was trying to hack Russian intelligence offices with an iPad, and unbelievable. Well, talking about content creation, the challenges the challenges in your perspective, which I think I was talking in front of the camera, which you've overcame.
Have
Well,
I
I want to
though?
ask like about your first public video.
Ooh. So my first public video was literally my application video for Ninja Warrior Australia Season 1. I don't think I had any videos up before that. I created a YouTube channel specifically for that. And that was because like a lot of people were struggling with their videos. So I kind of wanted to give them, some help. So I did mine early so that people could see that video and kind of help construct their own. And when I was on Ninja Warrior Australia, like so many of the other ninjas came up to me and thanked me for that assistance with, creating their own video. And I didn't even know. I didn't even know that many people saw it. So yeah, that was my first video, and it's kind of gone from there.
Okay, is the video still available publicly for our listeners to view?
I mean, yes. So yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. It's just called Aussie Ninja Warrior. And like that was part of the reason why I was excited to come over to Cinnamon. So I think on that channel I've got like 60,000 views or something, and have not made any money from that whatsoever.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward story, but it's something that I guess lots of people have faced. So the channel that runs Australian Ninja Warrior, they asked me to do like some promo videos and stuff for them to kind of build the hype. And so I did that. But then like secondary companies have come in and like, what's it called? Like DMCA struck me, or copyright struck me for stuff that I had been asked to do. And so like that's kind of killed any kind of monetization on YouTube for me. And you can't fight it. As a smaller creator, they just don't care about you. They don't care. So yeah, I haven't made any money from any of those views whatsoever. And yet my first video on Cinnamon, it was just me talking to the camera, and I instantly made more than I had in all the time I spent on YouTube. So good job. Thanks, Cinnamon.
yeah,
I
you're welcome.
appreciate
And
you.
that's what we do, you want cash, come to Cinnamon. Actually, funny enough, I'm gonna introduce you to a little bit of a stat. As far as I'm aware, apparently 97% of content creators on the Big Y don't actually earn money. It's only the top 3%.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
So, I mean, don't quote me on it, and everything I'm saying in this show has nothing to do with the views and beliefs of Cinnamon. But as far as I'm aware, from all my research, 97% of people don't actually earn money. So,
yeah, I
he's
would
to the
totally,
97%.
yeah. And
97%.
it kind of feels like, a lot of that is the case for a lot of things. So like I've delved into the music world a little bit. I don't have any skills myself, but I'm good at carrying equipment. And so many musicians are creating music, and yet it's probably like only the top 2 or top 5% that are actually making actual money from their music, and the rest just aren't. And so like Cinnamon and Coil, gives people an opportunity to actually make money from their music, as opposed to like all these publishing companies and stuff that kind of reap the rewards of other people's content.
I know. Musicians in particular, they have I personally think they have a terrible time when it comes to music, given the licensing and everything.
Oh yeah.
Given, I don't want to badmouth any of the big sort of streaming services for music, but I know quite a lot of small musicians because, I'm quite a small community manager. So,
because you're
my
cool.
demographic.
That's all there is to it. Yeah.
And yeah, they all tell me like that, I mean, most musicians make most of their money from gigs anyway, but it's just online.
Which is kind of crazy though, because their music is being heard. They're just not making money from it. And that was part of the reason that I was looking. So, once I kind of found the crypto community and I had my Ninja Warrior community, I noticed a lot of Ninja Warriors were getting like huge amounts of followers on, traditional social media and still being super poor and not making any money from it. But getting all these views and all these likes, but, still having to like sell protein powder or, all that kind of dodgy stuff that people need to do on traditional social media. And it sucks. So like, this is why I've kind of invested in Cinnamon, and why I'm building like Gfam, is to try and help those people who create incredible content of them doing obstacles and stuff like that. But the platforms are taking all the money.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And we at Cinnamon really appreciate the fact that you came at your own will. We didn't have to like rope you in or anything. And
like all the other creators at Cinnamon, who's in your back cupboard there? Who have you tied up?
Oh, that's where Harry Potter lives. He actually moved out from the Dudleys, and that's Dursley or whatever they call. Yeah, he lives there now. Yeah, the boy who lived, more like the boy who cupboarded. Whatever. But that being said, yeah, I'm really thankful that you actually joined us early on. And for those of you who are listening out there, when Adam mentions the crypto community is actually it's sort of the backbone of all the transactions that we are able to do on Cinnamon. And thanks to things like XRP, which is a cryptocurrency created by Ripple, which if you don't know about it, I wholeheartedly recommend you check it out. Is literally the backbone of our payment system, and it allows us to do smooth transactions with very small subscriptions and relatively large payouts compared to other major streaming platforms. So that is a really big thing that we wouldn't probably be here without it to begin with. I did wanted to ask you.
Can I interrupt you there?
Please do.
So with that, like the big kind of unlock for me was, so, my partner and I are in America, but we haven't been here all the time. So we don't have everything set up and established. And for me to send money to my partner, like often takes days. Like it's often easier for us to like drive to the ATM to withdraw money, physically hand it over. And then, like she could put it back in the bank or buy whatever she needed to buy. But I can like send money I can send XRP to someone in Venezuela and they get it 3 seconds later. Like I've literally been on my couch going, oh, if my partner had a cryptocurrency thing, you'd already have the money. But yeah, it's bizarre that like the technology is so much quicker than the traditional banking, sector that's had decades to kind of develop. Yeah, it's amazing.
No offense to banks, but step your game up, Jesus.
I mean, it's helped us out a lot. We don't have to carry bags of gold with a big like dollar sign on them everywhere we go. So for that, we are very grateful, but they need to keep up with the times.
Yeah, this isn't Klondike during the gold rush. Like, what's going on, banks?
Come on, banks.
I wanted to transition into one of your major one of your big side projects, which I'm a great fan of, which I actually post on now on a weekly basis.
I know, I saw it was great.
Thank you. Which is part of what we in the biz refer to as the Internet of Value. Now, if you're listening to this and you're not sure what the Internet of Value is, well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's diverting from ads into, just sending small micropayments to people around the world. And for those of you who don't know, Adam is is one of the pioneers of the Internet of Value and apps that are part of this model. So would you like to tell us about your project?
Sure. Yeah, everyone needs some side hustles. Everyone needs 6 or 7 side hustles. Yeah. So I've created an app called gfam.live. Which you can go to at gfam.live. And essentially what it is again, trying to look after creators. So my ninja friends and models and musicians and all all those people creating really great stuff. And really all it's about is not, not forcing people to try and sell protein powders or whatever is going on, to not interrupt their content with sponsors or ads or anything, but basically have their consumers directly tip them. So, you post content and then the people who enjoy your content can send you a little tip. It could be like virtually nothing, or it could be a lot. So I've built this platform where people can tell a story and then post an image or a photo, and then people can just tip them. And so it's hooked up so that they get microtransactions as well if there's any Coil subscribers that view that content. But generally, it's kind of based on tips. And so, again, within 3 to 5 seconds, when I tipped you, Peter, like you got that value instantly. You got the XRP straight away. And the ironic thing is that I've had to use like Upwork to help get people to help me build this platform. So Upwork and then PayPal, and so like trying to pay those people with PayPal has been really reinforcing why we need XRP, because like PayPal, like they take huge fees. Their exchange rates are dodgy at best. So like I pay PayPal quite a lot for the service they're providing while I'm trying to build this other better version of that. So like Gfam's been going pretty well. Thanks to grant for the web, but we've actually got a grant. So I'll be able to spend more money on developers and building up those features. And then I'm going to be spending a bit of money on marketing as well. So hoping to bring a lot more people into the Coil, Cinnamon, Gfam, MG Social ecosystem to teach people, they don't have to give away their content for likes.
Definitely. For those of you who are wondering about two terms that were mentioned, Grant for the Web is this amazing project, which you can find out. I say Google it. It actually did not only is Cinnamon part of this project, also Adam over here is part of this project, and also one of our guests, the Sweet Life, are also part of this project. So if you want to find out about it, make sure to Google it. It's out there. It's fun.
It's amazing.
And it's great.
Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal. And also Gfam, which you've mentioned, is also a platform. It's sort of a social. It's a sort of very Facebooky kind of. It has very Facebooky kind of vibe.
Do you mean MG Social?
MG Social, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of imagine Facebook, but they're not selling your information; they're actually paying you.
Right. Which is how it kind of probably should have been in the first place. MG Social, I think, is doing a great job, and their rate of development is impressive. I love that MG Social works, that it works really well. It fits in really nicely with Cinnamon and Coil and Gfam. Like the four of us together, I think kind of, I have most of content creation and social media under control, and we all love each other. So that's great.
Exactly. We're one big family. So
yeah,
if you're a content creator, if you're an Instagram influencer, if you're a Facebook personality out there and you think, people don't really pay me enough, why don't you try us?
Why is Facebook taking all my money?
Yeah, join the internet of value. Join the Grant for the Web family. Join the people behind the XRP. It's a lot of things to digest at start, but once you get to know it,
it is a lot.
It's really worth the hustle.
Yeah, and we'll try and make it as easy as possible for you.
Okay, we'll definitely do. Me and Adam are here to help, so don't be afraid to ask for help. I look at you, and this is a sort of topic that we discuss with every single one of our guests, because I find it very interesting to see the responses from our guests, and it's about something known as the imposter complex to the mainstream. And I've asked you this before, but I would like you to talk about it a bit publicly. So I want to ask you, like, are you in your own eyes a success, or is there a milestone that needs to be hit before Adam becomes a success in his own eyes?
So the imposter syndrome is very strong with this guy, especially in the ninja community. Like I was kind of early and was pretty good, and then was overtaken in skills extremely quickly. And because I've had like various injuries and stuff, I've struggled. And so everyone is so good, and that's really hard. So as a ninja warrior, I don't really see myself as successful. As a content creator, yeah. To me, there's no real big milestone that I'm aiming for. I'm not aiming for like 10,000 followers or anything like that. Really, I'm just trying to help people. So I'm trying to teach people about Ninja Warrior, about content creation, about blockchain. And so like when I get feedback from people saying, "Oh, you've opened my eyes to this whole new world," that's what I get excited about. Like that's really the value in the end game. So ideally, I would like to, with Gfam, get a ton of people using that site and like earning money, like actually being able to support themselves through their content creation. So like if I could help someone become like a professional ninja, that would be like the best. That'd be amazing. So that's a goal. That's a great goal.
That's an amazing goal. And someone who's relatively new to Ninja community, I absolutely adore it. It's absolutely fun. I've actually it's funny. I'm gonna talk for like a minute about this, but I've recently actually injured myself with doing weights, and I came to the conclusion, like as I was looking, and because I was sort of like on bed rest and at home, I was looking at a lot of ninja videos, and I just thought like you can build that kind of body, and like you can build that kind of set of skills without the necessarily like restraints on your spine. And I thought I love that. I'd love to become part of it. We do have, where I live, we do have a ninja gym. So, you made a ninja out of me. Not yet,
yes.
But there's a lot to go through first. But it's a very interesting athletic sort of skill because it's a lot of calisthenics, and it's kind of safe when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bodyweight stuff. It's similar to parkour, if you know parkour, and so parkour is all about the health of the body. And using your body correctly, and really like in comparison to lifting weights, like if you do parkour, if you do ninja stuff, then you might be able to escape from an emergency, where if you're just doing bicep curls, like it's not really going to help you in everyday life, like unless there's a car that you need to lift up from here to here, like it's not you're not saving many people's lives. But if you can like help, like vault over something or jump over something or climb a fence or whatever, like that has real life, use.
I was planning to get
some days.
I was planning to get a tattoo of a balloon on my bicep, so as it grows, the balloon kind of it's just like getting bigger and bigger. But I think I love the ninja community, and I would love to see the ninja community in Cinnamon one day just booming.
Me too.
We are designed to be there for them. So if you're a young ninja out there, and you're doing the pull-ups, and you're doing the push-ups, and you're doing the jumps, and you're doing the obstacle courses, and you think like your content is good, or even if you think it's not good, we're here.
Yeah, we love progress. Progress is the best. Yeah, come on, be terrible so that in a year you can look back.
Exactly. Thank you. that's the most positive thing I've heard all day. So you as a content creator, you obviously have your needs and demands and things that you would like to do. This sort of ties up to what would you like to see from Cinnamon developed in the future? So imagine I'm the dev team and there's things you would like to see, or imagine I'm the content acquiring team. Like what would you like to see from any perspective possible?
Well, dev team, so before I go into needs and wishes, I really want to say so you may or may not have seen the plan, which is a fortnightly stream that I do with other Cinnamon creators. And the ability to split up the microtransactions between the four of us that we can do on Cinnamon is incredible. And so the use case of that, I think, is going to be huge. Like if you get someone's song, you can put them 10% or 20%, or if you have an editor that works for you, you can set them up at 20% or something. Like that is amazing, and I can't wait to see more people use that. For me, I'm actually in the works of setting up a new international ninja league where people will run similar courses all over the world and compete with each other. And so the thing that we really want to see from Cinnamon is that live streaming. so that people can like film their run in real time, so that, you know, like, so otherwise, like if people just film it, they could do 10 runs of an obstacle course and just submit their best one. But if they do like live streaming, then we know that is their official entrance, you know, into our league. And also like live streaming is kind of, it's really exciting. Like you get to see people's comments. You can answer people's questions in real time. So like that's what I'm probably most excited about from Cinnamon. Like I've been using the app. The shorts are amazing. Like sharing the shorts on Twitter, like sharing the best part is really good for like ninja videos, because like that's when you land the obstacle, or that's when you like up a salmon ladder or whatever. But yeah, so you fixed probably my biggest complaint, which was the replying to comments. So like that was kind of the thing that I missed recently, and now that's back and it looks amazing. So yeah, streaming is what I'm most excited about. So if you guys could just build that, that'd be great.
Well, as someone who's not part of the dev team, I can't promise you I will build it, but I can promise you that I can be extremely naggy.
I mean, like streaming is hard. Like the amount of server space that you need, like technology wise, it's really difficult. So I totally get that. So dev team, take your time. It's okay, but as soon as it's ready, we're ready.
Well, it is a difficult task. First of all, thank you for mentioning number one, shorts and payment splits, which is something that we do on Cinnamon. For those of you who are completely new to the show and new to Cinnamon, Shorts is a very easy way to market your own content through your own user base. People are allowed to take 5 to 15-second snippets of your content and meme, share, and have fun with it. Payment splits, we've decided to implement because we want to allow all of our creators to collaborate and to split the revenue that they're earning a bit easier. Yeah. And as it comes to live streams, now, I don't know if I'm going to have to be bleeped on this, but it's closer than we think. We listened to the feedback. Most of the feedback we've been receiving since we started was, where's the live streams?
I think it's always been like, we need an app, where's the live stream? Like that's like all the comments I've seen have been those two things. And so you're delivering.
Yeah, but the live streams, obviously they're not gonna happen tomorrow, but it's a really big project we are focusing on right now. So hopefully, you know, who knows? Maybe these creator stories will be live streamed really soon.
Well, I'll be happy to come back when it is, and we can answer your questions.
Yeah, of course. I will definitely have you on once it's live. I'm gonna have the whole Plan podcast. Plan podcast. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so that was a few of us. Let me start over. The Coil community is really small but really passionate, and so Cinnamon is a big part of that. And so there are like, I don't know, there's an amount of creators that are creating like, you know, a couple of times a week. And so a few of us got together so that we could talk about new posts and new videos that people have posted that they might not have seen. We're still very early on in the Coiling Cinnamon journey. So I think there's lots of people creating, but not that many consumers, or content consumers. So we're really just trying to highlight the posts and videos that we thought were really great. So basically, like we go on, we talk about like new developments that have happened in the web monetization space. We try and teach people that are kind of new to the space, like what it's all about. And then we go through like our fortnightly faves, which is just like, you know, our favorite posts and videos in the last 2 weeks. So there's Patty C on there, who is a great Cinnamon and Coil creator. She does lots of like recipes and stuff, and she's a bit of a tech geek. She's our producer, so she keeps us in line. We've got Nickel and Dime, who is an incredible creator of, he's a musician. He's posted like guitar tutorials. He made a game that was web monetized. He writes hilarious posts, semi-hilarious posts. And he's a great storyteller. And then we've got Lauren, who hasn't created much recently, but she was doing a lot of like historical posts, which is just so different from everything else that I've read. Her quality is incredible. Yeah, she's amazing. And then we get on special guests to talk about the various competitions. So we had our last guest was Cynthia, who is running the Cinnamon Challenge at the moment, which I think finished yesterday. So yeah, we try and get like the new hosts on plan as well.
Well, yeah, I do follow the plan. You did actually have our chief content officer Danny on as well. So
that's true. Danny was great.
So big shout out to Patricia, big shout out to Lauren, and I'm sure Nick can shout out himself.
You are correct.
I'm 100% correct. For those of you who don't follow our Twitter, Nick just proclaimed himself the winner of Cynthia's challenge.
And it wasn't even in his own video. It was just him sweeping the floor.
You know.
Come on, Nick. You can do better than
unbelievable, that. Nick. Unbelievable. Yeah, so make sure to follow the plan, kids and everyone else who's listening to this. We will feature the plan in the description below, so you can have a look at it. I will, you can see who's on it, what's it all about, and hopefully, the plan will very soon be able to live stream on Cinnamon as well. I just post.
We'd love that. I mean, to live stream and have the split of web monetization. I don't know if that's possible, but that would blow everyone's minds. Just saying.
I'm just gonna say, not to quote a really, really old American movie, we have the technology. So
amazing.
One last thing I would like to ask you before we try to wrap this up is, how would you like to pitch? How would you, as a creator on Cinnamon, pitch Cinnamon to other people?
Ooh, so yeah, this is something that I think about quite a lot because I am trying to get the ninja community on. I have worked a lot with like models and photographers, so I'm trying to get them on as well. And it is hard because people are so familiar with the traditional social media. It's hard to get their minds around something new and exciting. But yeah, basically I pitch it to new people as a video platform where you can earn for the time that people spend watching your content. So for me, that's kind of the thing that's, I guess, people have been able to understand the quickest, especially for people that have had issues with, being deplatformed or being demonetized, like myself, or just really struggling to get any traction on these big social media platforms where it feels like the people who started 10 years ago have this huge, domination of the platform, and it's really hard for anyone new to get any kind of traction whatsoever. So yeah, just a super cool platform where you can earn money properly without having to sell your soul / advertisements.
There you go. A very biblical description of Cinnamon. Adam, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to be on the show. Thank you very much for telling the world your story, your creator story, about all the ins and outs of what it means to create content for you. If people want to follow you, where can they follow you?
Ooh, so on Coil & Cinnamon, I'm Aussie Ninja. On Twitter, I'm CryptoAdam4. Please give gfam.live a bit of a look. Give mg.social a look as well. Yeah, and then happy to answer any questions that anyone has.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Adam, for taking the time out of your busy day to be on the show. Thank you, everyone who is listening.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, dude. Anytime. You're like my best friend now. Thank you for everyone who is listening or who is watching the show. Make sure to follow Cinnamon on our Twitter at Cinnamon Video, or our Facebook Cinnamon Video, or on our Instagram, pretty much the same thing. Make sure to check out Cinnamon Video, and as we mentioned, make sure to check out MG Social and Gfam. This was Creator Stories. I was Peter, and I was your host. My guest was Adam. It was a blast, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.